Hi everyone, happy November. I hope you are doing well. I thought that I would make this intro video while I'm shuffling for the next reading. I want to explain something. First and foremost, I want to thank you from beyond my life, honestly, beyond my soul. I am beyond grateful for all of the amazing emails, all of the well wishes, all of the positive energies. What you don't even realize that you did was, and I can't be more grateful. I don't do well with modern medicine. I don't, and it's terrifying because I'm always the one that, they'll say, oh well, in general. I'm always that one that I'm always the in general that doesn't fit into that. So anything that works for someone else most likely will not work for me. So it's always terrifying, especially with having to deal with this, because I'm like the one that nothing works for. But the one thing that had worked for me, like I said, for 30 years, and people were always amazed, including doctors, that I really didn't come out of remission a lot. And when it did, I could snap it back in. It was never like this. And I knew going into this, when it wasn't getting better, it was getting worse, that something, might really happen here. It was a little terrifying. So I'm glad to say, though, that the minute that I decided to put that out there, I really did feel things switch. So you have no idea how much you absolutely helped me, and I could not be more grateful. So thank you for that. And thank you also for all of the emails with recommendations. Herbal things, again, without you guys even realizing it, that's the route I go, because those things work for me. Modern medicine doesn't, but all of those suggestions that you got, and I noticed that most of you said, I hope I'm not overstepping, and I get that, because I'm always the one busting through someone's, space. So don't ever think, when you've got something to offer someone, always follow through with that, because that's how we learn things. That's how we get ideas. That's how, when someone sends me something, I'll test drive it and I'll share it with someone else. So always do that. For some of you, if you're looking and you think you're sitting on nothing, sometimes you'll see a reading come through and it's like, oh, well, I don't have any gifts. Those are gifts. Those are beyond gifts, because those change people's lives. And I'll tell you that, I can tell you that just by what I've received here. So there you go. Okay. Secondly, I want to point out how I'm doing the readings for this month. All right. As you know, if you're following my channel, you know my readings are a little bit different. They're a little bit more deep. My goal, because that is what my lifetime is about, is empowering you to go and empower your life. So I can't give you a little reading. I need to give you a what's underneath it, so that when you come up against it, it helps you. You know why something's happening. It makes the shifts a little bit easier. Okay, so what I'm doing this time is that, and this is the first time also ever that I've done readings over, because they were so not sitting with me. And then I would get a lot of messages afterward, just that it was right. It shouldn't go that way. And I just was getting like a fog was coming over me when I was doing the reading, and I did too. And it was just like, no, it's not right. And I stopped and I meditated on it, and no, I shouldn't have pulled the trigger on those, and I didn't. What I'm doing here is I'm going down. I'm getting underneath what these changes that you'll be experiencing are for. Okay, they're larger, they're big, they're going to be, being reborn is such a cliche, but it's like you're going to be present with this one. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to come into this life like the new baby. You're going to come into the life with what you've acquired until now, good, bad, and indifferent. And you're going to step into your life, right? And you're going to do it in a way that could be terrifying. But what I want you to know is that relationships on all fronts, that's you and someone else. I don't care if it's your animal or whoever it is, right? It's not just one-on-one relationships. So please don't cap out on that. You're the other half of any equation in your life, okay? But some relationships are going to end. Some have taught you things, but now you go on to something else. Some jobs, some careers, some talents, some things you want to do, some things you want to eat, some things you don't want to eat, the way you want to look, how you want to how you want to step into yourself, how you trust your intuition, how you trust yourself. Your life is changing for each of you in a different way. You're dissolving something and you're evolving something. That's why the readings that I'm doing is dissolve, evolve, and what are my blessings in here, right? And remember, blessings can sometimes come in a holy crap that really hurt. Those are blessings too, okay? But what we're dissolving, where we're evolving. Okay, so that's how I'm going down into this reading. So you're going to realize when you come up against these things, which are probably going to be big game changers. I feel like karma's being paid off here. I feel like health issues are being leveled out in whatever way that is. I think that relationships, how we stand up, how we show up, the things we put our hands on, what we really want to do is changing. But it's changing at a holy crap instant level. Some of the things, right? Some of the things can be a little bit of a shock and an awe, right? Things like that. I know that people are saying, and I'm not pulling on Uranus in here, I'm just pointing this out, that I've noticed that Uranus is not, people are rah-rahing it. It's a liberation planet, and it is, but it usually comes in the form of like a lightning strike to your ass is what it comes, and it comes like in a blink of an eye. So it's a little terrifying, and I know that it's in a lot of these things, but I'm pulling here for you guys, okay, and how things are going to transpire. So when these things come along, or when a relationship is really just, it's toxic, it's not able to be mended, you're just not going to see eye to eye on things, it makes this a little bit easier to face that, right? Realizing that you're dissolving things and you're evolving with things. But my intention for this type of reading is to get under what you'll be experiencing starting this month, right? So use the other tarot readers that you're dealing with or that you're watching. Use those as how this will apply to me, but this will be like the master plan, right? As to why those things are happening. And then in December, I'll go back to the normal. I'll hit it as a normal reading, but I want you to have this blueprint as to how things, take what works for you and don't, and leave the rest. My suggestion for this month, okay, is to look at your rising sign first, because that to me is why you chose to be in this life now. Okay, then your sun and your moon and whatever else you choose to look at. Okay, however this fits for you, but for my readings, because I'm pulling on why is this person here? What is their intent in this life, right? Why did they choose to come here? Those were what I asked to be seen. Okay, so for this month, for me, for this channel, and for us, just please use your rising sign. Okay, so there you go. I hope this was short enough. I know you guys hate it, but again, I cannot ever thank you enough for what you did, and I'm beyond grateful. So there you go. Hi, Aries. Happy November. I hope you're doing well. Okay. All right. This throw is going to be short, but it's to the point. Okay. I'm going to make them a little bit shorter this month. I know our time is all really precious to us now, but what I'm doing is I'm using only trumps. Okay. So we get to the nitty gritty a lot faster. And what I'm doing is, what are we trying to dissolve and where are we trying to evolve? And what are the blessings, the magic that happens in that? Okay, so that's kind of where I'm going here. Now, you come in with the Empress. Okay. You've got the Lover card. Okay. You've got the Moon card. You've got the Fool card. You've got the Magician. And you've got the Star card. Okay. What I think is happening here is, I want to say, be very cognizant of where you're putting your energy this month. I think that it may be up and down, and your resources too. Energy, time, the food that you're eating. Are you sleeping? Are you taking care of yourself? You want to be really conscious of that. And I know that health is not when I say be careful of your health, be conscious of your health. I'm talking about your overall health. Make sure that your mind is in the right spot. Make sure that you're not, clamping down on something and not letting something go and letting it fester and get out of control and really have you like a whirlwind on the inside. Because I think what you're dealing with here is, I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to I think you're changing gears. I think that your focus is coming more off of your career and your stamina there and your title there and your appearance there and the power and prestige that you've got there. I think you're realizing that where your real focus and your real happiness and your real joy is on the home front. And by that, I mean the domestication of your life. It doesn't necessarily need to be that you're with another person. It's though the merging of, things that make me feel good, things that, it's all about passions, right? And when I say passions, the men are like, really, lady, really passions? But what is passion? Passion is a really good meal, right? It's what lights you up on the inside. It's what can drive your projects forward. It can what can make a great relationship form and solid. And it's also the food that you eat, the thoughts that you have. Passion is prayer to me. Like I say to you, it's our life force energy, and where we choose to use it is where we're going to benefit from. It's the experience that we're going to have. Okay, this is in, how do I say this so that the men get it? Harmony. Passion is harmony. It's freedom. It's, I don't have to worry about this. I'm in a relationship because my emotions are out. They're on the table. I allow myself to, show up in an authentic way, not a power hungry kind of way. And I think that this is the paradigm here, that with Aries, it's like, you're really told from birth. And the Aries constellation is, it's not what I think that it gets pushed on Aries that they need to go do these things. And Aries are very sensitive. The constellation is very sensitive. You know what I mean? They can get it done, yes, but it doesn't mean that they're not human on the inside. You know what I mean? But there's like, oh, I can't show that though, because once they see that, the lions will eat me, right? And the lions are the people. It's people around. Once they see your vulnerable spot, it's like they come in for you. Now, keep in mind, Aries is the constellation, and it's your intuition, it's your inner thought, it's your inner voice, that the passion gets your body moving. That's why I hope that the men understand this, that it's not romantic. It can be for sure. Your life should be full of passion. It should be full of joy. That's what romance is. It's joy. It's your emotional energy with other people, right? But men, I notice in the comments, they're like, oh, don't take it that way. It's the same thing that'll drive your millionaire business forward as that'll a peck on the cheek will make your wife happy. Or your partner. It's the same thing. It's not like a girl. It's not a feminine thing. It's just passion will drive you forward. Because if you will not move a mountain for something in your life, you don't have passion for it. When you've got passion behind it, you will make it happen. I assure you of that. And you've got the Magician here. Okay, but what I want to say, what I think you're dissolving here is the need to maybe have to always have things organized and in control. Okay, be okay with, getting up off of the throne, being on the same page with someone, getting in the trenches with your workers, getting in the trenches with your family, have the even dialogue and exchange. I think what you're looking for is you're here, your focus is going to be coming off, though, I think, how you present your emotions to yourself. I think the big lesson that you're dealing with here is the big awareness, I should say. And sometimes this is a real kick to the ding ding. It's that I can emotionally help everyone with this. I can emotionally fix this for this person or do this for this person, but I'm emotionally crippled when it comes to my own life. And I think that if you were to take a step back, and your advice in here is really to just take a little bit of time by yourself, go deep here, see what you're really not seeing, right? And then it's an improvement. It's going a different way. It's checking my ego. It's what drives me forward. You know what I mean? And I think what you're looking for is, I think, a new understanding here. I think the understanding, I'm sorry, I heard something. I think the understanding here is I know what I know, but now I need to go experience it. You know what I mean? I need to, it's not being blindly led by what you think appearance sake should be. It's really getting deep and looking at what I know for me. Get in touch with your emotions, because that's how you're going to show up, I think, in this. Because where you're evolving here, whether this be with a person or not, it's taking a look, though, at the people around you. What you're looking for are solid relationships. You're looking, not just one-on-one relationships. You're looking for solid, on the home front, what makes me feel when I shut the door at night. You know, and I'm not talking about luxuries here, though, but I am saying, and there's nothing wrong with that. Are you sitting on a comfy couch? Are you sleeping in a comfy bed? Do you have people at home that care about you? Do you care about them? Is it an even exchange, or are you kind of rule the roost here? Because I think it's just about taking a breath, taking a step back. And this is, you know, this is a blessing here, the star card. And I think what it really means is that I'm really going to get in touch with my emotions here. And this isn't a touchy-feely thing. It's who am I at my core? What really sets me on fire? Where are my desires? Why do I have this in the back of my mind that I should be doing something grand and big and you know, front and center all the time, when really all I want is to sit, have a good meal, look at my family around me, be in a nice, you know, cushy chair, not have to work I think you're reshuffling, reprioritizing the things in your life. And I think that you're really having to look at some things here that aren't really glorious, but you're being advised here to put some passion back into your life and really look at what that is. Okay. It's kind of like, come alive to the things that are passionate in your life. Try different foods. I think it's bringing joy and happiness back into your life. And sometimes, oddly, when I say that, I will have people say to me, and it's very, very true, I don't know how to be happy. I don't know what joy is. And it's because of this exact, you know, you're supposed to do this, or you're conditioned in a certain way, where, say, example is you've got to make a big impression or you're never going to be seen. You know what I mean? It's that short grandiose, though, is only going to get you recognition for a little bit. You know what I mean? I think where you're going here is, it's kind of like not aiming for the big bouquet on the mantle, right? Be the beautiful flower in the field where you're with everyone else, and it's a sense of community. You know what I mean? Because the beautiful flowers on the mantle, they wilt after that. No one looks at them after that. They go back out into the field. So be part of the field. Be okay being in that. Don't think that it's beneath you. It's not beneath you to take a breath and enjoy your life, and to take your foot off the gas pedal of work. You know what I'm saying? This is like kind of the person where you're trying to transcend. I'm just going to use this as an example because that's what I do. I think this is a transcendence for you. I think you're going on from here. I think you're going to really get in touch with yourself, your emotions, your raw, who am I? And that sometimes where you're evolving here is looking at the people around you, because they're mirrors of who you're pulling back. So if you're jumping into relationships and then you're taking off, if you're jumping into relationships and you're taking off, it's because you're not going deep enough. These aren't people that, say, example would be, if I'm not deep, I'm not pulling in deep people. So you want to look at that. You know what I mean? Because that's where I think that you're going. It's like a false sense of emotions that you've got. You've got the exterior is how you want it to be, but inside you're a completely different person. And I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to merge the two of these. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, I can sit on my throne and things can be my way, things can be orderly, but you don't want to be too orderly where you're not able to, you know, merge with other people and be part of the field, right? The other thing is, my suggestion would be, and I'm feeling it from these cards, I think that don't be so ready to discard what you've got for what you don't have. You know what I mean? Look at what's around you. If it's not what you want in your life, and I'm not talking career-wise here. I'm talking because I think where you're going here, and I think you've got to have a solid anchor in your domestic home life. I feel in here for you to be able to make any headway in a real authentic way, where it's not always where it's not always, I always have to up my game. It's, I know what I know, and now I need to go get the knowledge for it. You know what I mean? I need to go walk my walk. I know it, but now I need to walk my walk. I need to show up for the people in my life. I need to be, yes, vulnerable. You know, I need to say the things that I need to say. you know. But I think with this, what it is you need to loosen up a little bit. You need to just loosen the reins a little bit. I think for you, you want to keep an eye on your energy. Maybe you're expanding your energy too far in directions, again, where you're really good at taking care of other people, but you're not so good at taking care of yourself. Okay? I think that, again, the power that makes you feel, and by power I mean importance, like everybody wants to be seen and recognized, you know, but I think that for you it's what makes you feel. I think it's where you think you're trying to find the fulfillment on the inside, but it's not there. You're not going to find it there. And I think that the awakening here for you is that you realize that it's somewhere else. It's on the home front. It's like, I want to have, you know, family and friends and community, and that really do accept me for who I am. But to accept you for who you are, you've got to show them who you are, and you've got to dig deep to know who that is, right? And that's where I think you're going here. Because I think at your core, it's not making you happy, and I think that it's a false importance that you have, right? We all have to address these things at certain times. I think too, emotions, it seems to all come around emotions here, and a wise use of that. And that also is finding reason, being practical in how you're doing things, right? That's what I think is going on for you here. And I think it's pretty amazing. And I think that if you do these things, that's why these readings are shorter, and I'm using the big guns here, because I think if you do these things, right, if you just go deep and really look at some things that perhaps you don't want to look at, right? These can come up in dreams right now too, absolutely. But I think what improves here is that you go in a different direction. This to me is a point in time, but it's our day-to-day stuff. We got to pay attention to the day-to-day stuff. If your job or something in your life on a day-to-day, you get up and you're like, you need to fix that. You really need to fix that, okay? But I think that this is a new understanding. It's, you know, I don't believe this, but I do believe this. This isn't working for me, so now I'm going to try this. But it's also, again, it's like doing that from your own yard. Don't be willing to discount what you've got and thinking that everyone's grass is the same color. I will just put it that way. Everyone's grass is the same color. So don't think that you're going to escape yourself by going in someone else's yard. Stay in your own yard, fix it, make it beautiful, and then you're whole and you're happy. And that's what I think that you're doing. And this is a card of freedom. It's a card of hope and rejuvenation and joy and happiness. It's the stars are aligning for you. It's a destiny card here. Okay, so that's what I think you're doing. I think you're taking a breath. I think you're loosening up a little bit, right? Say example, like you're the person who goes on vacation, but you're not going on vacation, you're still working. We're trying to get away from that. We're trying to put our focus more on the home front, your domestic life, the people that you're around, and how authentic those relationships are. And really here, get in touch with your emotions. Nobody really likes to do that because we don't really know what's in there, and it's a little bit scary, but that's what you're being asked to do. But your overall message is to get in touch with passion, bring some joy back into your life here, and that's what it's about. And that comes in too through, you know, a lot of different things. What is your passion for life? What really gets you going? Music, travel, pleasure, dating. You know, maybe I sucked myself into one relationship, but maybe what I really want to do is date. Get in touch with these things. These are very empowering cards. You've got the bursting out here, right? Like there's bursting out, but you want to know what's in front of you first. You want to know what's in front of you. You want to take risks. Yes. By that I mean just chances. See what happens. Maybe I want to explore this. Maybe this will be good. Take the chances, but be smart about the things that you're doing, right? Don't falsely follow something. I think that and this is what you're getting away from, right? It's like exploring the world through what I know to be true. And I know it to be true for me right now. because that's what I've experienced. I've got in there. I have my hands on this. I know that that's what I'm doing. This could be something too very, very, maybe you want to open a home-based business. Maybe it's something surrounding, like products that make you feel sensual or sexual or comfortable or comfy or luxurious or whatever it is that makes you feel home in here and in your home, right? That's what I think you're doing. And I think that this is a great card. The Star card is like, I'm home. That's what this is. Everything aligns for you with this card, and that's where you're going. But you've just got to release the things also that aren't in your control and be okay with that. So work with the people, be a people, be part of the people from here, not from here, right? So that's what I've got. I hope that I helped you in some way. Happy November.